Hi everybody, I'm back again with another video. These are my two latest acquisitions. We have the Mark II diecast Whiplash from Iron Man 2 on the left hand side, and the Mark II diecast War Machine from Avengers Age of Ultron. It's not going to be a review video. I just really want to show you basically what they come with and just a general look around the figures. So hopefully it'll give you some idea whether you want to get these or not. So first of all, we'll have a look up and down on the War Machine. This one is basically a repaint of the other die-cast War Machine that was released. This is more of a gunmetal grey, very reminiscent of the original War Machine that came out about 6-7 years ago. As I say, it is partly die-cast. It does have the Avengers stand, which is a bit of an issue because this figure is fairly heavy and this stand isn't adequate enough to hold it. So I would suggest maybe getting a C-ring stand to put around his waist with a bit of padding around the clip so that it doesn't rub the metal. That's probably what I'm going to do later. This one's got bit more battle damaged look on it, but we'll talk about that when I put the figure out on its own. And over here next to him we have the Mark II Whiplash. This is a figure I was hoping Hot Toys were going to release, and they finally have. I'd love to see them release the other robots that came in the Iron Man 2 film as well. It would be nice to have those to complement this, because I thought they were really good looking characters in that film. But I doubt if they will do it. But again, this one is partly die-cast. It's quite heavy. It's quite fragile as well, so be careful with this if you're going to get it. So before we have a better look over the figures, I'll show you what they come with. Starting with Whiplash. This is the light-up head sculpt that comes on the figure. I've just taken the faceplate off because he's got the Mickey Rourke head sculpt on the figure at the moment, but I'll show you that when we have a look around the figure. But yeah, this is the alternate head sculpt. You've got the batteries and the screwdriver for the light up features, and you've also got a battle damaged chest plate. I will put this on the figure later so you can have a little look at it. It's magnetised. For War Machine, again, batteries and the screwdriver. You've got two fisted hands that don't have a light up feature. You also have two of the open palmed hands with the bent up wrist, so it looks like he's firing his repulsor beams. And you also have the saluting hand, which also has the light up feature. This is the face mask that comes on the figure. This is the light up face mask. The other mask that he's got the Don Cheadle face in it. I'll show you that when we have a look at the figure. You can see it's battle damaged, if the camera will focus on it. And we've got this interchangeable piece of armour that comes off of his back of his hand, back of his arm, and you replace that with the rocket launcher, and I'll show you that in a sec. So basically that is all these figures come with. Oh, and of course Whiplash comes with his light up whips. So I'll put a pause in here, and we come back, we'll have a look at the War Machine first. I'm not going to put him, I'll put this one on the turntable, but I won't put Whiplash on because he's quite big, and he will fall over, because it's the second time I've done this video and he fell off and it was a bit of a nightmare. So when we come back, we'll have a look at War Machine. Okay, here we have the War Machine figure. As I said, this has got the alternate head sculpt on, and if I just pull this off, there we have Don Cheadle. If I remember rightly, this head sculpt didn't come with the other War Machine figure. You had it on the original release, the plastic release. I don't think it came with the other die-cast figure. I can't remember now. I used to have it, but I've sold it in preference to this one. And say it does have magnets on there. Some pretty nice detail inside. And it does... It's always been a bit of a problem, these, with sort of getting them right. Because either one magnet's stronger than the other, so it tends to sort of go off to the side a little bit. But I'll leave it like that. With this figure, let's say it's just a complete repaint of the other War Machine. The main difference is, other than the colour, is the fact that it's got a little bit more scrape marks on it, whereas the other one was clean. The decals are a little bit different as well. Really is a nice paint apps on this figure. I love this paint scheme, which is why I went for it. I think on the original War Machine it had 001 on it, but it did have the ED445. The other die-cast one didn't have that. It was a different number. Articulation is exactly the same. This is the rocket that I placed on. I took that other panel off. So that's his other accessory that he comes with. And he also has the articulated hands, which actually comes on the figure out the box. Normally they don't. You have to put them on, but with this one they put them on first. If you are a long time watcher of my channel, you know that I don't really show articulation off on my figures. I'll leave that for other people. I just really want to give you a good look around this figure, so maybe give you some sort of idea of whether you want to buy him or not. If you've got the other War Machine die-cast one, then maybe I would say don't bother getting this one as well. Depends on what sort of colour scheme you like. And again, he comes with the cannon, exactly the same as the other War Machine, and it is articulated, so there is actually no difference whatsoever in the actual sculpting of this figure. One thing you need to be careful of is this part. When moving him about, be careful not to catch it on something, because it could snap. Yeah, all in all, fantastic looking figure. And now we will move on to the Whiplash Mark II. Okay, as I said, I won't be putting this one on the turntable. It's just too heavy. Because of I've shown him on the bed, he will topple. This one, really nice articulation. Show you the breastplate. Pops off really easy. Really strong magnets. Give you a look of all the mechanics. Hopefully the camera's picking this up. It looks okay on the viewfinder. And I will show you him with the other breastplate on. Very simple to do. Line it up. Snap. There you go, straight on. Piece of piss. You can see the battle damage there, sort of rust type look. Again, comes off really easy. And the other one snaps on, no problem. The head sculpt, There's the Mickey Rourke head sculpt. Not having the original Whiplash, I couldn't tell you if it is exactly the same, but from what I can remember, it does look like it is near enough the same sculpt. I think there's a little bit less facial hair on this sculpt than on the other one. But people out there who've got the original can let me know about that. There's not a lot of detail inside the face mask on this one. Again, it can sits up there a lot better than the War Machine. And it clips on very easy. Also with this figure, you've got the whips. These are rubber, and you have to thread the lightning type look round it. It's quite long, so you need a lot of space in your detail for this. Let's try and zoom in a bit so you can get a better look at it. A little bit fiddly putting the lighting around it. Does have moving parts. This enables you to sort of move the legs around a little bit more so nothing scratches. Don't lose any paint. This is metal, so that's good that they've done that. Does have working pistons on the legs, and the feet do have a unique feature. Might be easier to show you with this one actually. These do sit up on the leg like that, so you can have them like that. You can have them out flat, or as I've got it, at an angle. It's just to make him a little bit more stable on the stand, which is a diorama type stand. It's okay for showing the figure if you just have it in freestanding like this, but if you want to do some extreme poses with the legs, this stand is no good. No good whatsoever for that, because you've got all these raised parts and things like that on the stand, so he won't stand on it properly, especially if you want to put the braces out. But it really is a fantastic looking paintwork on this figure. I think Hot Toys have got this virtually spot on. So what I'll do now is just put a little pause in so I can turn the figure around to the side, and you can have a look at the side view of him. Okay, here we have the side view, so you can see a little bit more detail. We have to be careful of is these pipes at the back. They do stretch because they are rubber, but if you overdo it they are going to break in time, so I'd advise you not to really pose this figure up too much. It does have articulated fingers, and you need to grip hold of the whip in the hand. It does fit in the back there, as you can see, just here, pushes up. You now see the legs in much more detail. There's the working pistons. Really nice detailed work on this figure. So what I'll do is put another pause in and we'll move him round so you can have a look at the back part. Okay, here's the back of the figure. Again, be careful with these pipes. They are rubber, so they could break. It says in the instructions to be careful of this part as well. It's quite delicate. It's giving off a sort of gold look on the camera, but it's just the way the light in my room is shining off of it. It is all sort of grey sort of colour. But just the detail on this is unbelievable. These are all metal. No, actually these are plastic, and they move out the way so you can move the legs about again. The stand is good enough to hold this figure, but you might want to try and find something else that just make it a little bit more sturdy just in case. But this stand is okay. So it gives off that gold sort of hue depending on the light. I think if you shine a nice blue light on this figure, it would look quite impressive. But the light up feature is inside the arms here, and it does light up down into the whip. I don't know how far the light extends through the whip. I don't think it really shines up that much. As to say, I don't put batteries in my figures. So if you want to see the light up feature, I'm sure there's somebody out there who has done a video on it. These are already on the figure, these pipes here. But as I say, do not bend too much. So I'll put a pause in again and turn the figure around, and we'll have a look at them both together. Okay, here we go with a final look at the two figures side by side. You notice the height difference. This is a standard sort of height of a 1/6 scale figure. So this one is a lot taller, which is movie accurate, because you say you've got to try and get a man inside this suit. So it would be bigger. But all in all, very impressive. I really want to get hold of Ironmonger so I can complete the baddies on this. But he's quite expensive, a little bit out of my range at the moment. I'm selling a few things on eBay, so hopefully I can get the money together to get Ironmonger at some point. But if you haven't got this Whiplash figure and you're a fan of Iron Man, I highly recommend it. But as I say, be gentle with it. It has far too many pieces on it that can break. And knowing Hot Toys, they probably will. But they're getting better with their quality control issues on their figures. And as for this guy, if you haven't got a War Machine, the original one's quite expensive now. So maybe if he's probably out your price range. Out of the two, this is my preference only, I would go for this one rather than the silvery one. That's only because I prefer this colour scheme. So yeah, so just a quick look around both figures really. I don't think there's many videos out there of Whiplash at the moment. It's only newly been released. But yeah, until my next video, which I'm not sure what it's going to be. I think it might be Captain America related video, because I've got him coming this week. So I'll do a video of him with the Stealth Strike Suit version. I've also got Commissioner Gordon and the Bat Signal set on the way as well. So when that comes, I'll probably do a video on that as well. And a few other little things here and there. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.